Hey guys, so I know it's been ages since I last did a thoughts while walking to work. I think it's been maybe about 2 months, which I'm sorry for. I've either because I've not been in work for a little while, been off. I had to get surgery done to my eye, so I had to be off for a little while. So that's why there's been no walk to works. But now I'm back, hopefully, for back into work. Um, I know I'm probably going to get moaned at by the head chef. She's, yeah, that's all I can say. She'll probably moan at me. But for being off so long, she hates. But that's like I can give my sick, if I'm getting time off for surgeries, because I've had 2 sick lines to say that I'm going to be off for a certain amount of time. Each time I've given them 2 or 3 months notice, and they're fine. And I keep reminding them each time, I'm going to be off this time, on this date. So I'll be having a sick note in for this many weeks. Like that's fine. But when I go to hand the sick note in, they then say I've not given them enough notice. And it's like, how much notice am I supposed to give you? A year? But that's it. She just huffs because she has to then write votas. She gets told that she has to write a rota for our shifts up to like 6 weeks worth in one go. But I don't think she's ever written 6 weeks worth in one go. She writes 1 week's worth. So it's not ideal if you want to plan holidays or trips and things like that. There's only huffs and puffs because that's when she has to write more than 1 week's. So she actually has to sit down to do them instead of just scribbling it out on a bit of paper and handing it to the receptionist to fill out. But yeah, so I get to go with Bulldog today, which when she leaves, hopefully the radio's on today. Hopefully she's in a good mood and the radio's on. If not, it's going to be dead silent in the kitchen all day, apart from the sound of like the dishwasher and the dishes, which isn't great. But as soon as she leaves, the radio goes on and the back door goes open because it's roasting hot in that kitchen, and she doesn't know that it's hot because she's out there every hour having a cigarette. It goes back outside to have a cigarette. So she's in the nice cool air while I'm still stuffed in a hot kitchen, but we're not allowed to keep the door open. So as soon as she leaves, the door goes open. She doesn't need to know. But enough moaning about that. The hijinks. I and my stepdad all went up to Glasgow on Saturday. So this will be uploaded tomorrow. But 3 days ago, we went up to Glasgow and cosplay. So hijinks and my stepdad went up from Black Butler. They were Grell and Sebastian, and I went up as Riddler, just because otherwise I'd be left out. And I get a lot of mixed receptions from people when we go up in cosplay, and it's always negative ones from adults. Like younger people say 25 and under. I see someone. Sorry about the jump cuts. I saw something. I didn't want to be like filming right behind them, so walking the way I was walking. But yeah, 25 and under, they're usually pretty fine. Get usually a lot of like good compliments, or people are like, oh, so you dressed up as like whoever it is, and maybe ask for a photo. But then when it's slightly older, especially adults, then you'll get all the negative comments, and it's usually like, oh, look, Halloween's come back early, and really, really horrible comments, and it's always adults. I've never had it from anyone younger than that. It's always adults that give really negative comments, and they most likely didn't have as big a cosplay community as there is now, so they don't understand cosplay. But it's just a pain because you're trying, and even just walking down the street, you can get 3 or 4 negative comments from adults making like jives and jokes about it, and it's pretty frustrating because then you're thinking, oh yeah, I've done a really good job, people are going to like it, and then you get bombarded with negative comments and maybe hurtful jokes against your cosplay that you've probably spent a lot of time and money on, and then you're thinking maybe I've not actually done a good job, they're making fun of me for it. Because then you stop and think, going, oh no, they're just making fun of me, not the cosplay. They're just making fun of me, which I find really frustrating because why do that to somebody? I know not everyone understands cosplay of why people do it, but you won't start making fun of somebody to that extent in any other form of clothing. So why do it to somebody in cosplay who you most likely can see has done a lot of effort, money and time into it, rather than just an everyday outfit. So no need to actually sort of make a big jibe about it. It just frustrates me quite a lot. Yeah. Hopefully when I get paid I get to go back up to Glasgow because my Geekaboo card is almost full. I've got two stamps left to get, then you get a free pop. So probably maybe see if I can do like a little video doing that so you can see the free pop, or just do a little hauls video afterwards. I just have to see how much money I get because I'm on sick pay, which is crap. Compared to my normal pay, this is maybe half, even a third of my standard pay, so it's not great at all. So hopefully I'll have actually some money. Well, I need to buy my cosplay for Comic Con this year. So, me, Hijinks and my stepdad are going to MCM Scotland in the SECC, so we're going to that this year in September. Hijinks and her stepdad have already bought their costumes. I've already got their costumes here, and I haven't bought mine yet because I don't have money. But this is basically the last month I can get it before it won't arrive on time. So I can probably push it for July, but this month is really the last month I can get it comfortably without stressing about it or having to do many alterations and things like that. So when it arrives I can show it off, which I'm very excited for, and then I can actually stop stressing a bit. We've all got our own sort of allocated jobs for Comic Con. Hijinks, what's Hijinks doing again? Oh yeah, Hijinks is making the cosplay repair kit. So it's a bag that's got bits of like thread, needles, tape, makeup, sort of anything you can think of to repair a cosplay. She's got it. I'm doing everyone's makeup because I'm the only one that can actually do makeup. So I'll be doing all that. And my stepdad is basically just going to probably be there. We're staying at a hotel, well not hotel, a hostel, because altogether it's maybe not cheaper to stay there than it is to travel up and down on the train each day, but then it's 25 minutes to walk down if you want to walk down, or £5 in a taxi to get down to the train station, then an hour on the train at nearly £7 each. So altogether that's roughly 26 quid, and that's just one day. Then £5 back, 32, 31. So altogether it'll be £62 and just travel there and back, which I guess isn't too bad. So that's roughly what we spend each on this hostel. So we're staying in a Euro hostel, which is like maybe 5-minute walk away from one of the stations to get to the SECC. So we'll stay there, and oh please, bye bye. And so we'll be staying at the Euro hostel, and we opted in to get breakfasts on the Saturday and Sunday morning, because they gave you an offer if you wanted to have some breakfast for £5 a day. So they're not allocated to just Saturday, Sunday. It's basically 6 breakfasts have been paid for the room, because ours is our private 3-bed room, but it's got 2 sets of bunk beds, so it's 4 beds. So one bed is just going to be full of stuff. It's going to be stuffed full of stuff, which I think is going to be pretty fun, because I've been doing Comic Con, not just MCM Scotland, because that's only been around for 3-4 years, but I've been doing Comic Con in general for 9 years, like 8 or 9 years, and not once have I ever actually stayed in a hotel to do it. So it's going to be, I think, quite a lot of fun to actually stay over somewhere and do Comic Con. So yeah, I can't wait to do Comic Con. That's all I really talk about at the moment is with Hijinks is Comic Con, because it is coming up again. And she has bought a costume. The only thing that we forgot was we forgot to buy her stepdad's ticket. We completely forgot it. I need to actually message her when she wakes up to buy it, because we were looking through, we're putting all the hostel reservations in our bag for Comic Con, like the cosplay repair kit. We were looking for the tickets, and then we're like, oh, we only have 2 tickets, and so it was 2 out of 2 tickets. And looking through my emails, I'd only bought 2 tickets. So stressing out, we need to try and buy his ticket today before they sell out of the weekend ones. So our stepdad's actually going with 2 cosplays, I think it is. Yeah, I think he said he was going with 2. One, which is Sebastian from Black Butler for the day, but then every year they have something called the Avengers Tower, which is a... Thank you, car. The Avengers Tower is, from what I gather, somebody who basically hires out a hotel or flats or something. Basically rent out a building and call it the Avengers Tower, and everyone goes in and just parties. And he's desperate to go there because he missed out a couple of years ago when he first came to MCM 2 years ago and saw those big posters all over the station saying for the Avengers Tower, and he couldn't actually go because he had us, and we were underage at the time, and we wouldn't go out with him, so he didn't want to go on his own, and he couldn't get time to come back, because by the time we left Comic Con it was 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Then to go to the Avengers Tower, to then come back for the last train. He'd only be there for a couple of hours because it was a Saturday or Sunday that he was trying to go, which wasn't ideal. So now, because we've got a hotel, the Avengers Tower I don't think is actually that far from the hotel last year, so he can just basically either walk it there, get a taxi back, or last train and walk. So I think he says he's going to get a Captain America outfit. Well, no, he's actually got one borrowed. I think he says he's just going to use the Captain America outfit for next year. Not for next year, for the Avengers Tower, so he doesn't ruin his main cosplay. But yeah, almost at the train station now. One thing that's still frustrating is I still can't make videos over 15 minutes. Every time I try and click on the link to basically verify my account, it says that the link either doesn't exist or come back later when the link does work, and it still doesn't work. No matter what device I've tried it on my phone, I've tried it on my tablet, I've tried it on the iPad. The only thing I've not tried it on is Hijinks' laptop, so I'll try it on that in case it just doesn't like anything else. But it's a pretty annoying thing to happen every single time. But yeah, so this is the first walk to work in 2 months, and hopefully it's not been too bad. I always feel like I just ramble on, but that's what these videos are kind of designed for, I guess, is to ramble, because otherwise it's filled with silence and awkwardness.